My name is Rhapsody, and does anyone else remember the Wadsworth constant? The first 30% of a video probably isn't entirely necessary. You can probably just skip right past it and in fact find the more interesting and unique and varied and important salient points, in fact, there afterwards. Let's enact that in the runs by starting to do some hard shortcuts. Starting out with a bunch of different things that we can play around with, and then moving from there, giving us the opportunity to mix together some characters we otherwise may not have done as well. Here we get the opportunity as well. Opportunity. I'm gonna repeat the word consistently until I've hit the massive quota in my head of 4 and never say it again. It's now on cooldown for a day. We here have the choice between Mana Debt, the first cast you make each fight, costs +2 mana, Undying Monsters, all monsters cannot be killed on the first turn, middle blank, all heroes have nothing on their middle side, it is replaced with blank, and Wisp, add a Wisp to each fight. I think adding a Wisp to each fight is kind of fine here. Another option would be Mana Debt, having the ability to generate a decent amount of mana, the Acolyte having some, we have some cantrip mana on the Fiend also having high mana generation themselves. I would really like to build and keep a lot of mana so that I can use things like the charged shot rather there on the Scrapper to take out enemies immediately. The Trapper having the ability to instantaneously deal 4 damage to a target, also to make a target vulnerable as well as deal 1 damage. Does that help me consistently? In terms of being able to meet the HP requirements that a Wisp would be adding to the board. I mean, obviously, being able to shoot it if it ever hits 4 HP, that's pretty good. I can make it hit 4 HP pretty easily with a burn from the Fiend, dealing 1 damage to the entire board on cooldown. Yeah, let's take the Wisp. I think I can most easily deal with that. Also, we have some items here. A Cleanse Potion. Replace the rightmost side with Heal 21, Drink and Cleanse. I mean, we'll just throw that on a character at the moment. Garnet, +1 to incoming healing. Probably put that on the Fiend, who has some self-heal. There's an Abacus. Shift your entire middle row across by 1. And then finally, Empty Chalice. If you have 0 mana at the end of a turn, gain +1. So we'll put that on our hardiest character. And then the Abacus. I mean, honestly, this could go anywhere. It doesn't really matter that much. Just give +1 max HP, I guess, to the Fiend. Alright. Let's go in. The Armorer does have the ability on a single side to give a large amount of block, helping the Scrapper out quite a lot there. We could also defend the Scrapper this turn and then deal 3 damage. Love that. Armorer, probably your worst space right now. Everyone is being struck at the moment, so the Armorer's AoE is pretty good here. Do I want to settle for this much mana, or do I want to push it? I want to push it. Nice. This works out. Specifically, what works out here is the Acolyte has the Heal 1 Cleave, so I am going to have the Fiend deal damage to themselves in order to gain some more mana. I'm going to use Burn, dealing 1 damage to everything on the field. Then the Acolyte can do some healing here. To relevant targets. Specifically, the Fiend on the bottom wants to be targeted by this healing because they'll get an extra HP out of it. I can keep the Acolyte alive by killing the Imp, and that's accomplished by getting the Scrapper to just take it out. Is that the best thing I can do here? No. I can kill the Imp in a different way. So we get the Scrapper to kill the Imp. Sorry, to kill the Wisp on the top line with the extra steel defense there, getting us 1 more mana so then we can burst the Imp to kill it. And that leaves us with the fewest things we have to deal with in the next turn, and, in fact, gets us back to 0 mana so that we have the Chalice heal us back up. We are going to need a lot of characters to actually strike the Spiker. The earlier we do that, probably the far better off we'll be. Max HP and healing is also pretty good on the Acolyte right now, I believe. Not going to get much more mana. Okay, so we'll give the healing to the Scrapper. so that everyone can strike the enemy this turn without dying, so that I can get maximum effect out of Vulnerable. And in fact, Burn finishes them off. Priestess and Medic. Both of these have access to AoE healing. We've got the Priestess with the heal 1 to all allies on 2 sides of the die. We've got the Medic with some cleave healing here. So it's not access to heal all, I guess. It's just broad healing. The comparison between the spells is probably more important here. Flash being 2 mana for heal and shield 1 to all dying allies, and Medic having the ability to just straight up set a character to 6 HP. The Medic also does have a denser mana generation, having the ability to generate 2 mana in a single turn, whereas the Priestess can only generate 1. The Medic otherwise, is setting up regen on turn 1. I think that might be actually the decisive factor here, that the Priestess can currently do, possibly up to 6 important sides on turn 1. If I'm committing to using the Fiend to do a burn to everyone on the first turn, especially if the Fiend actually rolls a pain side themselves, then the heal all to allies is completely fine. Heal 1 to all allies, rather, is completely fine. And then obviously increasing max HP, currently healing it, mana gain, that's all fine. Whereas the Medic would only have the ability to cleanse, regen, mana. It's a little bit more narrow. I'll take the Priestess. Spending a long time on these decisions because I really want to make sure that the team is actually gonna be synergistic in some fashion, as I have not, so far, had control over that. What with the shortcut and all. Up against some Quartz, a Fanatic, a Sniper, and a Wisp, nonetheless. Nonetheless than a Wisp. Oh, okay. The Fanatic is currently attempting to deal 8 damage directly to the Trapper. I'm going to have some difficulty keeping the Trapper alive. But the Scrapper currently has the ability to set up for ridiculous amount of damage by themselves. Hang on. Actually, I was about to attempt to use the vulnerability from the Trapper as well as the 3 damage from the Armorer to take out the Fanatic, but I may just push both the Trapper and the Armorer here, noting that the Scrapper has a Bloodlust side at the moment. If I use Burn, it's going to deal 6 damage, so it's going to be enough to already deal with the Fanatic. Or make sure the Fanatic doesn't get another turn at the absolute least. Ooh, executing a side? That'll just execute the Wisp. Or even the Sniper in the back line, should I choose. Yeah, I'll push one more time on you, Armorer. I don't know if I care. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Can it increase damage on that? No, it can't. Figured that was going to be the case. Okay, so that's just 1 more damage via a Smith as well as a little bit of defense for the Scrapper. Although I should wait to do that because the Fiend currently wants to burn everyone first. Then we get a heal on all of us. I mean, wow, I'm actually 1 damage away from being able to kill the Fanatic this round just with the Trapper. Oh well. We lose the Trapper. That's going to be a bit tough for the next fight. But the rest of this fight shouldn't be too bad, thankfully. I mean, I guess I should probably just take the effect that does anything currently on the Priestess. Let's make sure that she doesn't die in this upcoming round or become even further weakened. Okay. And I'm actually going to use Burn here as well, because that means a single burn next turn is enough to kill all the enemies. So the Priestess would just have to heal themselves. Also, I think we got the mana back from the Chalice as well, making this an even easier play. Spell Clink, double all friendly shields with Deplete for 2 mana. Double or friendly shields when I have a scrapper on board who does have steel attacks, so can attack for the value of their shields. I mean, you know, that's a multiplicative. We're looking for those. There's also Ruby, +2 to incoming healing and +2 to empty max HP. I also think that would be pretty good to put on the Fiend. I'm gonna take it. As we get into more prolonged fights here, more and more often I think we're going to be very, very happy that the Fiend has the ability to kind of manage themselves over the course of the entire combat rather than relying on us. Love to have access to a big Bloodlust or Charged, even, to be able to take out the zombie early on in this fight. And oh my god, if we had the ability to just snipe out the grave. Instead of 3 instances of damage, we just do 1 instance of damn. Got him. 1 instance of destroy. Priestess. 3 mana is great from you. Sorry, 3 maximum HP, not mana. The Trapper could dodge this round. And in fact, it's the only way to keep them alive without costing someone else's action. Or the shield growth, that would also do it. I think I'll have you dodge. Fiend currently threatening to do 2 damage and nothing else for this turn. Boy. I think everyone's going to push 1 more time here, and then I'm going to regret it. No, I don't. Okay, Fiend, get a bunch more mana for us. We will send 1 burn through the enemy squad. Setting the Scrapper to a 7 damage Bloodlust, which immediately kills the enemy zombie. We'll have the Trapper defend themselves after I decide whether or not I'm going to be using the Flash this turn. Yes. Although before I flash, I'm gonna... Actually, do I need to flash if I just destroy the Wisp here? I think not. Okay, I'm gonna murder the Wisp, preventing the incoming inflict pain on the Scrapper, as well as 2 of the damage targeting them. Then I'll keep my targets alive on the board, and push end turn. We leave a grave active, but now we just have all of these bones that we have to clear up. Burn is probably the most efficient thing that I can do basically every round with the Fiend right now. Priestess, an AoE heal would be really great from you, but I also do really like mana. Scrapper, you know what? I'm going to have you use this potion to give the Fiend the... Oh, no, you don't need to. You don't need to. Thank heck. In fact, we're far better off this way. The Priestess can just heal the Fiend, who will get a ridiculous amount of HP just out of that, courtesy of the items equipped to them. Then a Frailty and Burn kills the Grave and a bunch of other targets on field. A Scrapper murders the rest of them with a single hit as well. Veteran versus Poet. We can generate a lot of mana. Well, I say a lot. We can generate a decent... We can generate some. There is mana. We could take the Poet here for shield sides that are charged. Bonus increasing equal to our current mana. Do we have anything that is disproportionately powerful with one of these characters? Not particularly. Veteran just having solid sides is always nice, but quite boring. Very difficult to eke excess value out there. I think we'll take the Poet. I'm also pretty happy to lose the Armorer at this point, who only really had relevant buffs in the vulnerable attack from Trapper. That's it. Quite minimal there. Okay. Up against the Rotten, bunch of bones, and of course a single Wisp. Again, AoE is going to be ridiculously important in this fight. We could have a growing defend on the Scrapper. The Priestess healing 1 in AoE is really good after a burn when the Fiend has done stuff. Poet gives 2 defense to everyone on field. I mean, this is all really good as long as the Fiend can roll a pain side. Immediately rolls the largest pain side possible. Thank you, Fiend. So let's roll out 1 burn. In fact, I could even flash now in response to this. And will do. Healing 1 HP on the Scrapper, Priestess, and Fiend. Which, you know, the Priestess was about to heal the HP missing on the Scrapper and the Fiend, but everyone also gets 1 shield, which is important because the Scrapper now has access to 6 damage on a single steel hit here. I think that goes straight for the Rotten. I honestly think that I try and now keep myself just generally outvaluing the enemy board, constantly casting AoE. And take down the Rotten with just overwhelming damage that way. Okay, Fiend currently has inflict pain on all their sides, which is hilarious. You know, as opposed to normal, they have now inflict pain on all sides. Fiend gets healed back up after generating a bunch of mana there. The Scrapper now has access to 7 damage they can do to a target. I could actually just murder the Rotten right now. Boy, we could. Well, let's have a look at what we want to do with our other abilities before we do that. I can burn for damage through the enemies. I can flash. This doesn't keep the Priestess alive, though. Is there a better order here? Because I do not want to cast anything until the Poet has already spent their defense against someone else. So that then goes on the Scrapper. So then Flash is the only appropriate way to save Poet and Trapper in a single action. However, the Trapper doesn't need to be saved if I just take out the boss, which then means... Oh, hang on. This might not be optimal now, but I want to try something. If I burn and then burst the bones on the top line, that gives me the ability to send another burst out because the Wisp died. And then I just blow everyone up with 1 more burst. Hell yeah! Okay, there was a far more optimal way to deal with that turn. I'm really glad I looked for it. Leaden Handle and Twisted Bar. Twisted Bar set all sides to 2. That's really good with someone like the Priestess. We lose a little bit of potential on our max HP generation via the Vitality there, but we get way more healing and mana gain and heal 2 to all allies. Poet's also pretty happy to see that. Shield 2 on all of those cantrips. Trapper, less so. Leaden Handle, add heavy and +1 to all damage signs. Is there anyone who's really happy to hit the largest target every single time? Not particularly. I'm taking the Twisted Bar, and I'm going to throw it on the Poet. See, I'm a Poet, and I wasn't even aware of that fact. There's a Spiker, a Demon, and a Wisp coming up. I think we're probably well-equipped currently. Scrapper is currently taking a lot of damage this round. Ideally, we want to protect them. So I'm going to want to use a burn as well, which will give me the ability now to kill the Wisp on the top line. Priestess, you can get some AoE heal, but ideally... There we go. Ideally, we would get more mana here from the Priestess, so I have the ability to cast something else this round. Okay, giant defense for our Poet. Ooh, in fact, now we have access to 6 damage and then a 4 damage execute. Are we perhaps significantly better served by executing the demon? leaving the Wisp on board. The Wisp is currently only planning to inflict pain on the Fiend, who already has pain on their best sides. Very glad I looked for an alternative on that round. Incredibly pleased with that. This may have reduced a ridiculous amount of incoming damage actually as well, because it also has sides that inflict pain, that being the demon, but also has sides that summon imps, which is just more units on the field that I don't have to deal with. I'm really pleased. Priestess, single heal, that's all good enough. Scrapper, that's probably going to be good enough as well. Vulnerability to set up on a target. I mean, I do like setting up vulnerability on a target, but how many times am I going to be hitting the spiker this turn? Not many, if any. Not many, if any. Fiend, you'll settle for a 2 damage pain there. Well... boy. Priestess does have high health and doesn't really care if she has inflict pain on her. Okay, so Poet, you use your gigantic defense on yourself. Well done. Basically invalidated the Spiker's entire incoming turn. I think our best turn might just be removing the Spiker entirely and leaving the Wisp available on the field. Because the Priestess is not negatively affected. I mean, not significantly negatively affected this turn, which makes it almost trivial to kill the Wisp in the next round by ourselves. And so we do. Roulette! Oh, yes! Oh. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hang on. Abacus. So I could use an Abacus as well as a Cleanse Potion to overrule the negative here of Roulette. Specifically, the negative here of Roulette that I am implying is 7 damage, sticky, mandatory death. If you roll into this, it cannot be re-rolled and must be used, if possible. And then causes death, obviously, you die. The other sides are 5 damage in a standard hit, 2 damage in cantrips, as well as 2 damage in cleaves. 2 damage cleaves are really, really important at this point. I will say, speaking of very important and cleave effects, we could take Rampage here via our Brawler as an option. 2 damage Rampage can be reused if it was lethal. That's a really easy way to take out a bunch of these illusions on the field. I do like the tech of overruling the sticky mandatory death side with a potion via the Abacus. We would probably then have to never use the potion, because then in the next fight we would have a sticky death side again. Sticky death and mandatory, importantly. We do lose a lot here by not having the Scrapper have access to Bloodlust anymore. Actually, speaking of, Bloodlust is often triggered by us using Burn, and Burn is already a way to kill all these illusions on the field. You know what? I'm picking a new character. I'm picking Roulette. That's what's gonna break this tie here. Hang on. Abacus. Oh no. I read Abacus entirely wrong. I thought the shifting was going to move that left. Well, okay. We'll just, oh god. It's fine. They're not gonna roll it, ever. Oh god. It'll be fine. You'll see. We're not scared. Up against a Cyclops, 3 illusions, a sniper, a wisp, and another sniper. Oh my god, Roulette did not immediately roll it, but they did roll a cantrip side. I kind of want to push them again. That's good enough. And Fiend, that's also good enough. You'll take 2 pain, we'll generate a bit more mana. Poet generates a giant defense for the Scrapper. This is now 7 damage? Okay, so we do 7 damage, 1 short of killing the Cyclops there. Then we'll send out a... Well, not killing, but stunning the Cyclops there. We'll send out a burn in order to stun the Cyclops as well as kill all of the other targets on the field, finishing off the Wisp and the illusions. And now we just have a sniper, 3 mana going to the next turn, another sniper and a Cyclops. Roulette, please, just don't... No! Oh, wait, hang on. I might still be able to kill before that happens. Okay. This is an interesting puzzle. So if I can kill all of the enemies before... wait a sec. Oh, yeah, that's fine. I just need to get you to reuse that, and then burst. Cool. Before Roulette has to attack, then hey, it's barely even a downside. Sharp Wit. Replace mana/mana gain sides with basic damage sides, retaining their keywords and triple their values. That would give us 9 damage pain sides on the Fiend, as well as 3 damage cantrip sides. No, we won't be doing that. There's also Spell Invest for 4 mana, gain 6 mana next turn. That is really good with the ability for us to generate a huge mana value to make a gigantic shield for the next turn, or then gigantic charged effects for turns later. Let's take that. I convinced myself very quickly while I was speaking there to keep this along for the ride. Alright. Any of the rest of these need work? I thinkn't. Up against 2 War Chiefs that are increasing all other sides on the board by 1, making everything else much more potent. Roulette. 2 damage to a target as well as 2 damage to the Thorns. Pretty interesting to me. If I manage to use a burn, then the Scrapper is going to be able to take out one of the War Chiefs, which is probably one of the best effects I can accomplish right now. Priestess, you healing everyone would be really appreciated as well. That's good enough. Poet, you roll again. Little bit of a low roll on the Poet. Okay. Let's get our burnout on the field. Heal up from it. 5 damage to this War Chief, and then the Roulette attempts to take them. What about 5 damage to the War Chief on top? Roulette attempts to take them and the Wisp, and then I burst to finish off the Wisp, giving me the ability to then defend and save the Scrapper. This takes away our ability to take out the Thorn, but it leaves the Roulette still with enough HP to take out the Thorn via a cantrip side or even cleave still next round. But most importantly, it retains the Scrapper on board, while still managing to take out one of the War Chiefs. Accomplishes basically everything I could have asked for. Oh, wow. Repeat side as well as 5 damage there. That's the Ogre dead. A heal side as well as 2 damage. That's the Thorn dead via the Fiend. I'll keep the Priestess's ability to keep the Scrapper alive. Five, rebuild, 5. And then full heal as well as buff the max HP of the Fiend. Incredible. Just the War Chief left. Again, Roulette, please. You know what? That's good enough. I'm not going to continue pushing you. In fact, I'm not going to push anyone that far here. Take down the War Chief quite easily thereafter. We have now a Wanderer and Surgeon. Ooh. Interesting. So Wanderer gets much better as the fight goes on with 2 damage error sides, error saying +1 at the end of each turn. Also has 1 damage quad use sides, which are very, very powerful in terms of taking out a Slate, incredibly powerful in terms of taking out a Hydra as well. Has 1 damage inflict pain single-use sides, which are very powerful against an enemy who's using large attacks, so many of the boss creatures. Surgeon's also here and very good with heal and shield 2 sides, heal 2 mana gauge sides, and heal 2 double use sides, which would be able to triple dip on the Fiend, getting additional healing from both of their relics at the same time. The Surgeon also has the ability to revive the topmost defeated ally with a spell on deplete. I think honestly the Surgeon is probably the choice here, although it does... No, it doesn't minimize the targets that I have for the Twisted Bar, because that's on the Poet for the extra shielding from the cantrip. Although, point well made, Twisted Bar setting all sides to 2, giving an extra damage to the quad use is not bad. Is it good though? Actually, it might not even be good. It's fine. I'm taking the Surgeon. Alright, anything else need doing here? I think it. Let's go. A Troll King, a Slate, and a Wisp stand before us. I'm gonna try and minimize the rules that Roulette has to make, or some variation thereof. Surgeon, the healing, and mana gain is really, really good here. Everyone else pushes. Oh my god, that's actually good enough. I'm gonna take the 2 mana and pain on Fiend, heal them up with HP and mana, getting them back to full quite quickly. Scrapper now has a 9 damage attack. So 5 damage attack from the Roulette, immediately takes out the Wisp on the top line. And you know what? We're going to be investing this. Oh, we're finally doing it. I want here also to use a single burn, but if I do that, then the Poet's going to die. The single burn's quite good here to help the Slate dying quite quickly later. And in fact, it would have gotten us an extra mana from the Chalice at the same time. Okay. And like basically everything I rolled so far. Except for the fact that the Scrapper couldn't hit a single side. Oof. I guess I just gotta give big block to the Scrapper then. Right? Or I guess I can just give them a single burst and that'll be enough. Then a investment for the next round. And sure, I'll even send out a burst against the Troll King. Well, actually, no, I don't need to. I don't need to. I was trying to justify that as in, oh, I can now move myself down for the Chalice, but then I wasn't even going to spend the final mana, so it wasn't going to work. Okay, a little bit of healing there. The ability to translate into damage, whatever mana we get, and a Poet's mana generation. Perfect. Oh, Roulette is looking to die this round. That's not great. Although I do think we actually already have everything we need here. So, Scrapper, 17 damage, kill the Troll King. Then I'm just gonna use all of the bursts to finish off the Slate, and Roulette remains alive. Standard, +1 to all sides, yellow heroes only, or Enhance Wand. Replace the top side with Shield 1, single use, and Perma Boost. Honestly, I want the standard most of all here. It's kind of trivial on the Scrapper at the moment, but it's pretty important for a lot of the upgrades that the Scrapper could hit. Oh, 5 Wisps and 3 Fanatics. Oh boy. Oh, 2 of the Fanatics high roll their incoming damage as well. Okay, the ability to repeat a action as well as 5 damage is the ability to take 2 of these Wisps off board. Okay. We can also get 4 mana alongside it. So here's the thing. I can prevent the surgeon from dying. And then in order to prevent Roulette from dying, I would need to double block for them. But I could also just invest and then operate to revive them next round. The difference being that if I revive Roulette next round, I won't have any roll on their die, whereas if I keep them alive, they will still be obviously rolling in that turn. Okay, I'm gonna try, like, a middle ground? That's enough to kill the wisp, but no, Roulette will still die at the end of all of this. I would be able to kill, like, 2 more wisps this round if I really wanted to. Oh, isn't that basically equivalent to keeping Roulette, like... Isn't that basically equivalent to what Roulette might have done next turn? Why not let Roulette die? Okay. I'm returning to the original plan. Although now we have no investment. We still get 1 extra mana back from the chalice though, so still feeling pretty good about this. Oh, maximum impact there on a couple of our characters. If the poet would like to, or rather if... Oh, Scrapper, you did actually manage to roll the side I needed. So Scrapper now has the ability to just award 10 damage to a unit. Then the Fanatic would be... Is there a much smarter way to accomplish what I'm looking for here? Probably not, because if I use the burn, I have to kill my surgeon already. Everything's kind of okay here. 1 more turn of letting it get out of control and it won't be though. Okay. Being able to translate damage from that, always pretty good for us. Especially when the character themselves, here Scrapper, is already being targeted heavily. Because then I'm already going to want to defend them. I may as well do a gigantic hit alongside it. Running out of distance to push everyone here. Okay, Poet with some nice AoE. So now, I can immediately take out a target with 4. So let's attack that Bones in between the 2 Wisps. If I use a Burn, we get 2 mana back, 1 from each of the Wisps. I can now remove all of those bones on the top side and leave just 1 Wisp on the field who's doing a summon this round. We've got it. There's no need to, like, revive... there's no need to revive Roulette before the end of the fight, I don't believe. At least I'm pretty sure I've tested... No, I'm 100% certain I've tested that. That they will still have the defeated last fight downside. Oh. So if I want really to invest mana, here's the opportunity being given to us. Weaver. Charged. Bonus equal to your current mana. So with Invest and Weaver, I can just have basically as much mana as I need at any point. Up against Curator here, who does have the ability to do Rampage, Cruel, Ranged Engage, Pristine attacks, Cantrip attacks, a Death attack. I mean, they've got everything. I kind of want to go with the Weaver. But I am also a little worried about where I'm going to find value out of the Garnet and Ruby after this. I'm taking the Weaver. I really want to do this deep investment in mana situation. +1 to all sides. I mean, that has to remain on the Scrapper. But I guess the Weaver can hold the potion. So then we can give the Scrapper 2 extra max HP, so I can try and keep them around on the field a little bit longer. I'm going to give the Garnet to the Roulette, who's currently down on HP as well. Now, anyone else significantly better served by holding a different item at this point? Not that I can see. Okay. Glad I took the time to do that, because we are probably going to have a toughie with this next fight. The Banshee is no longer as bad as they were previously. After the first spell each turn is cast, 1 damage to all enemies rather than after each. However, the Hydra is still tough, and we don't have many sources of damage in an individual turn right now, so I am scared. Okay. So the heal and mana from the Surgeon is definitely the best I can get out of them this turn. Poet can probably get a pretty huge defense off here. Oh, I don't have I don't have access to burn anymore. I forgot about that. Oh, 1 damage to the entire field would be pretty important in terms of this bloodlust. I do now have access, however, to Crush, 3 damage flanking. So for 3 mana, do 3 damage to the top and bottom of the field. I really do want to invest this turn as well, though. Scrap at that side's probably not good enough for you right now. Gosh, is it good enough for you when it's possible you won't get anything if you roll again? I think it might be. Okay, we'll heal Roulette out of lethal. Gamble and gain even more mana. The Roulette is also taking damage to Wisp on the top side at the moment. Kill them. The Poet has the ability to award 8 defense to the Surgeon, keeping them around for much longer, I guarantee you that. And I'm just going to do a single investment here. Yeah. Hold on to everything I can. One of the easiest ways for us to kill that Hydra is going to be with a ridiculous amount of mana and then just hitting it not 10 times, but hitting it 5 times with 10 mana. Just burst, 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 dead. Weaver, I'm going to have you continue rolling while it's still possible for you to duplicate your mana there. And I'm going to stop now. I don't want to push it too far and not have anything I can do this turn. Okay. 4 kills the Banshee. Pretty much everyone here has taken a tough time to that Hydra. But if I kill the Hydra, we're actually completely fine, and I already have the Hydra kill. Because, as I noted before, we can just burst them down. In fact, we'd already done 1 damage to them, so we have enough bursts for everyone. Helm of Power, double the pips to the left side. I do wonder if... No, it doubles the initial pips. It can't just double it after the fact, I don't think. So it won't just be 2 times your mana in damage for charge there. And same for the Weaver, right? Unfortunately. Goblet of Life, heal and shield 2, cleave, self-heal, and self-shield. Very good. Very, very good. Oh, I can use that to overwrite Roulette. Here we go. Okay, Roulette, you get the Abacus now. And now it's a healing and shielding side. This is really important because now it means I can actually push Roulette for different effects rather than just have to stop at some point and go, well, I mean, it's better than you dying. Which most things ought to be, like, that's a low bar of qualification right there, unfortunately. That's a bar so low you could limbo under it. And still call it limboing. You could do the worm over it. Hang on. Demon, 2 cores, another demon, and a wisp. Immediately moving the core to the back line with one of the roulette attacks from Roulette, no less. Scrapper's going to have the ability to deal a huge amount of damage here at 5 a pop. If the Surgeon also rolls mana, then the Scrapper is going to have the ability to instantly kill a core. I think there's... Oh my god. In fact, we do get those rolls. Okay, I do have the ability to unlock any of these and try other combinations, so I'll keep that in mind. But first off, we'll kill the core. Now, it is the core in the back line that is currently threatening to kill the poet, but if we took the demon's damage off the field, which we can do with Crush, since that gets us 1 mana by also damaging the Wisp on the top line, and then we use another Crush, taking out the demon and the other Wisp. And then heal and shield and mana gain and all that goodness. My, what a very, very simple and powerful first turn. Love these effects. Ooh, the Scrapper's already got extra damage on their steel side. Yeah, sure, you'll keep that. Not super interested in mana gain and stuff. I do need more damage, but that can easily be provided by the Scrapper right now. More mana, please. Well, I guess that might count. Okay. Roulette and Poet set up a bunch of shields. The Scrapper now has the ability to deal 10 damage instantaneously to a target. Do I want to just take out the demon first off? Yeah, I think so. And now it's just an imp and a core. Still managing to maximize our effect out of the chalice there. Another +1 in from it. Ooh. Okay, Scrapper already has the ability to kill the core by itself. And, in fact, we have the ability to take out all the enemies. Great. Get him, Roulette. And now, our final fight. Okay, yeah, this is a reasonable length run, about 50 minutes-ish. Immediately start trying to put combos together. I like this. Although, you know what I don't like? I don't really like either of these as upgrades for the Scrapper. So the Scrapper, I mean, you know, Barbarian is one thing. Barbarian having a 8 damage pain side, 6 damage pain side, 4 damage pain. And we obviously would have the ability to heal them up quite effectively, considering they could hold Garnet for +1 incoming healing, as well as the Ruby for +2 incoming healing, as well as +2 to their empty max HP. I mean, they've got Bloodlust, which is kind of okay. Hexia also says, on hit, attacker takes equal damage to me. Does that mean we would take 16 for striking it with the Barbarian? And then, on the other side, there's the leader, who doesn't really have power. They are good at making other people powerful, and other people don't need to be powerful on my board. I'm not upgrading here. In fact, I'm not downgrading here, because that's what that would represent. I desperately want to get some ridiculous investment going off in this run. Big mana number. I am prepared for big mana number. Looks like the Surgeon's gonna have a toughie here. I may actually need to lock in that defense from the Poet. Hey, Surgeon and Weaver, you are both mana for me right now. Could you do that? Oh my gosh. They didn't do that. How much can I do here? I can defend the Surgeon and have Scrapper kill one of the imps heavily targeting the Surgeon. It's probably the best I can get done. We get to save 2 mana for a later turn. We leave the Surgeon still to get poisoned. Alternatively, I could take out the poison. Leave them on lower HP. Yep. Yeah, that's not a good first turn, though. That's... Oh, that's a Weathering the Storm kind of first turn. You don't want those. We also now have Inflict Pain on both the Poet and the Surgeon. The Poet may die by rolling a cantrip side, which they immediately do. Oh boy. I would love to revive them. So I'll be attempting to do that. Scrapper, that's a good enough sign for you if you can take out the Wisp. And in fact, you can and do. Well done. And did. Then investments. No, I'm looking for operate in order to bring back the Poet. Having now just remembered an additional wrinkle to this whole... Oh boy. Yeah, the additional wrinkle here being that the Weaver on the bottom side is going to be taking the excess damage from whatever mana is spent dealt to the bottom hero. So, like, I can't even just defend Weaver this turn. Oh, boy. I can only keep 3 mana in the next turn, but I'm just gonna have to do... Because I can't invest it. I lose the Weaver. Oh, no. Hexia also summons a demon. I'm not handling well enough to be able to deal with that, Hexia. Sure, I can take 3 more mana from the Weaver, which is basically their best side. Surgeon, you can entirely keep yourself alive right now. It's going to be hard to keep the Weaver alive, though. Have to get like a very effective double heal kind of space. I can have this deal 4 damage. Kill the imp on the top line, save the Surgeon, use the Surgeon's health to heal the Weaver instead. Poet can do a giant defense. Sure. So that's 5 damage to this Bones, kills it. Then this Scrapper kills the imp on the top side. The Poet can defend themselves a large amount. Yeah, additional problem, I still cannot use Invest. So hang on, if I shield the Weaver and then heal the Poet, I now have the ability to use Invest without losing all of my... everything? Good. Pretty much everyone's living on a knife's edge right now. Scrapper gets a gigantic effect there. The Weaver, unfortunately, has the healing potion. I really, really don't want them to use a healing potion right now. The Poet has a AoE heal here that they will be... well, AoE defend here that they'll be sacrificing themselves to cast if they do. I think everyone pushes. Weaver, I would love you to just double the mana right now. But you have 3 other sides that are worse. I think I just have to accept what I'm getting. And I'm going to push one more time. Yeah, not really what I was looking for, but the poet was always going to be dying this round. So hey, the ability to revive them faster might actually be a good idea. Okay, here's the Scrapper with 13 damage they can commit to a target. That's the ability to just remove the demon from the field before the demon summons anything right now. Then I have to try and revive the Scrapper as well, though. So, let's look. If I operate, I get back the Scrapper, but I lose my next class. Oh gosh. I can't even keep the Weaver alive, right? I operate one time, the poets come back. So I get the Scrapper back if I use the Scrapper's action first. Is there any combination of characters I have that could finish this game by themselves? I don't think so. I don't think so at this point, unfortunately. Scrapper do big hit against Hexia. Surgeon heal thyself. Scrapper come back to the field. And then... But if I burst 2 times to kill the imp, I'm also killing the surgeon again. The poet comes back to instant death. The poet isn't even leaving death. Comes back still targeted. The boss is like, I remember you. I promised. Didn't I promise to kill you? Roulette, fully petrified, doesn't have the ability to do anything to help the party here via that Goblet of Life. Is there a possible play in this? No, it's basically just the worst version of having the surgeon still alive. Gosh. I mean, sure. I'm gonna get the surgeon to keep themselves alive. They're gonna have inflict pain on them next turn, which is basically make them completely useless, so it doesn't really matter them keeping them alive, but I guess I'm keeping them alive because I can't keep the Weaver alive. Sorry, the Weaver alive. The Weeper in this instance is me. Let's grab a remove demo. And then big casts to bring back scrap there, then... I mean, honestly, the surgeon is not going to do anything next round. Just burst 2 times, get rid of the imp. Alright, Hexia. It's you against me. Now, I might not have any sides I can roll that do damage, but... Oh, hang on. Usually people have something after the butt to say that makes it good. I was hoping it would just come to me. Yeah, no, we're dead. Extremely... excessively deceased. We got a little bit of charge going off in this run. I would like to see more of it in the future. For the moment, though, let me say that my name is Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slice and Dice. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. There's a playlist up in the top left, as well as a YouTube recommendation on what it thinks you should watch next. Streaming past are the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays, and are above the thank tier. And a special thanks this episode to Nekohime. Hopefully you'll be enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.